morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. How is everybody? Happy Thursday. Good morning, Lindsay. I just literally woke up like, I don't know, 15 minutes ago. My kids officially have a snow day. So, my kids weren't planning on going to school today anyways, but I kept getting the phone calls from the school. 2-hour delay, canceled. Woke up to a bunch of text messages that school was canceled. So that was awesome. Good morning. Hey, Indigo. I don't do yes, no feelings, yes, no questions in the morning. We discuss, you are a badass at making money in the morning right now. Excuse me. But you are welcome to come back. Tonight is our special night. We are doing our Earth, Wind, and Fire readings. There's going to be 4 of us. There. And what that is, and be sure to check out, actually check out Lindsay's video because she's so excited when she talks about it, and I love it. But what that is we are going to have 4 different events with these readings tonight. They are $50, and so what we have is we have Lindsay, who will start off your reading. She is going to do a candle blessing with intention. She's going to open up the reading. She's going to pull an oracle card, and she's going to start off the reading on what it is that you need to focus on and be blessed with. And she'll start the candle, and she'll get the intention opened up for you. And then I will come in and I will do a soul healing spread. And that will tell you, hang on, I have it written down. Oh my goodness. So what that will tell you is your current situation, what part of your soul needs healing, how can you heal your soul, and the outcome of healing your soul, what will happen doing that work. And then we'll have Miss Brittany come in, and she will be doing chakra healing. Again, this will be based upon, she'll check your chakras, see what's open, what's blocked, and if she can do a little mini healing session, she'll do what she can do, but she'll let you know what she has discovered. And then finally we have it ending with April coming in and suggesting crystals for you to help not only with the soul healing, but with the chakras as well. There will be some that are available for sale if you are interested in that. You're not obligated to buy them, but you will have the option. So, hey, loops of sound, Legion. I'm not sure if you're trying to be funny or not, but we don't even do questions in the morning, so you can figure that one out yourself. So those who aren't familiar in what we do in the morning lives, we are learning about how to shift your realities, how to move from that broke mindset into that wealth mindset. I don't know who you're talking about, or what the assumption that you're making is, but you know what they say about assuming, right? But so in the morning lives, what we do is we start off with a morning meditation, and we take 5 minutes and we relax and release all the stress, all the worries, and clear our minds, so that way we are open to receive the information that we will be reading through this book. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit. So then we'll get into the chapter, and each day we do have homework because there are questions for you to answer, and I post these questions along with today's live on YouTube, and I post all the updates in both my Facebook group and my my Discord. So if you're not in either of those communities, please check those out in my profile. Good morning, good morning. Again, tonight we are doing a special type of reading. It is our Earth, Wind, and Fire readings, and we are doing candle blessings, a soul healing read, a chakra healing, and crystal suggestions tonight with Lindsay, Brittany, and April. So be sure to check that out. They are $50, and we already have a list going. So if you're interested, you can prepay. Again, all that information is in my profile. And so that's what's going on today. Like, I'm so excited for tonight because not only do I get to work with my girls, but like just the energy surrounding all of this is going to be incredible. It's going to be an amazing day. Like, it's all good. And thank you guys for blessing me. I appreciate that. I'll be the primary. Yeah. Yep. I'll be the main one. So make sure you follow me, and then, I think you follow everybody else Indigo anyways. But yeah, I'll be the one, probably I'll be the notification being sent out. Oh my lord. We'll give it a few more minutes to allow others to come in who can normally hear. Miss Brittany, I know she is awake, so she should be in shortly. Yeah, I would really appreciate that if you can. Obviously, I understand if you have other things that happen, but since, those three are some of my main mods, um, it might be a lot. I know, I'm sure Whiskey will be in there too. I really want to start like having like little meetings about modding, just little ones. Because I feel like everybody kind of does their own thing with their mods, with their modding. But it's kind of nice to kind of know what everybody does. Because I know some people watch the door to see who's in here. Others watch the comments. And I want to kind of go over like what I expect as far as like muting and blocking and all of that. Because with the way that some people can be in this day and age, I don't want to take a chance. This is my business. I don't want to be blocking people just because they're coming in and saying a question while I'm in a reading, right? Like, they can have a warning. And then, there are some people that may be sitting in here who don't have good intentions, don't say a word, but you can kind of get that too. Yeah, no, I feel like you do an amazing job for sure. My first line of defense is muting if they spam, and then, depending on the troll situation, they get blocked. So some people just have a trigger finger with the muting just because somebody asks a question as soon as they come in, not realizing that I'm in a paid reading, and I find that to be a little rude. So I don't like to have that. But obviously, if they're asking the same question over and over and over again when they've been in here a few minutes and have been warned and can clearly see I'm in a reading, it's, then it's mute time. I don't think it's difficult to figure out, but I know I've had some mods that really like to get power hungry and have a trigger finger with the mute and the block button. I've had one of my mods block somebody who actually purchased a reading from me. So I just try to be careful. That person is no longer a mod, by the way. Oh no, I am so sorry. That's horrible. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Indigo. That's the process I do when I mod as well. Are you feeling better today? I hope you're feeling better today. We have an ice storm going on right now. It has started. My cats are crazy, so you'll hear them running in the background. Oh, wow. I'm glad that worked. That's good to know, too. Yeah. I can imagine. There's Brittany. Yeah, ours started probably about 3 or 4 o'clock this morning. Good morning, Brittany. 1 minute walk. Oh, boy. Well, hopefully it isn't too bad. Although I think we have the warning until sometime tomorrow. I think it's like 7 o'clock tomorrow. I think it's 7 a.m. tomorrow. I'm not sure. But hey, I got what I was manifesting. We got a snow day, so I didn't have to, make excuses for my kids. They had already planned on having off today. When you run errands. Alright, cool. Cool. Seriously, my cats are running rampant. I should give them some catnip so they go to sleep. I woke up and I had coffee made. Justin had already put on the coffee, so that was a blessing. I had plans on getting up regardless of whether or not the kids had school, so I was happy about that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go freshen up my cup, and then we'll get started with the 5-minute meditation. So I'll be right back. Buddy Barry White. We need to know, where did he go? Good morning, Lisa. How are you today? Oh my goodness. All right, for those who are new to the morning live, we are talking You Are a Badass at Making Money today. We are on chapter 8. I'm doing well. We have a snow day, so everybody's sleeping in my house. It's gonna be a good day. So in the morning lives, what we do is, and if you've missed any of the chapters or anything and you're interested, everything is on my YouTube. I upload all the lives from the morning lives each and every day, and I've been doing it since November 1st, or from November 1st. So we already did the first original book, You Are a Badass. Now we're at this one. We're halfway through it. But there's so much to learn in each chapter. Good morning, good morning. And so we do our 5-minute meditation. This is just a way to kind of clear your mind so you can absorb the information that we'll be receiving today. There are questions, quote unquote, homework after each chapter. I upload those with the YouTube link each and every day to both my Facebook group and my Discord. So please feel free to join those communities. Also, real quick, before we get into that, I'm going to make the announcement again. Tonight we are doing Earth, Wind, and Fire readings, and that is with myself, Lindsay, Brittany, and April. And what that is we're going to open up the reading, and Lindsay is going to pull an oracle card and open up the reading with a blessing, with a candle blessing on what it is that you may need at that time. And she's going to help open up between source and yourself. And then I will be doing a soul healing reading. And basically what that is going to be looking at your current situation, what part of your soul needs healing, how you can heal that soul, and the outcome of doing the work. And then I'll be handing it off to Brittany, who will be, she'll be checking your chakras and everything while we're doing the reading, the previous readings. And she will hopefully have a little time to maybe send you some healing and tell you what all she is finding through her work. And then finally we'll have April. April will have crystal suggestions on what can help you based upon the reading and the chakra readings. And you'll have the option to buy those crystals, and we are trying to keep them affordable. She has some things on hand and other things she may be able to offer to send you at a later time. And I think we're keeping the crystals around $10 a piece to cover cost and shipping and everything like that. So those are $50. We already have a list going, so if you're interested in that, you can prepay to get on the list. All that information is in my bio. So Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, they're all there. Okay. Now that we have all the housekeeping done, let's get our timer going for our 5-minute meditation. Mods, if you could put that up. I know, I'm so excited for tonight. It's going to be amazing. Amazing. So just take this time to close your eyes and release everything. Focus on your breathing. If you want to entertain your thoughts, go back to your breathing. Here we go. Deep breath in for 4 seconds. Hold it for 4 seconds. And release it for 4 seconds. All the way out. Okay, time is up. Silence the phone. All right. Good morning, guys. For those who are just joining us, we are about to dive into Chapter 8 of You Are a Badass at Making Money, so stick around. You will learn how to shift out of that broke mindset and into that wealth mindset. All right. Hello, hello. How are you? Good morning. So today's chapter is called Decisive Action, the Choice of Champions. So before we get started, again, we do end up having quote-unquote homework. There are questions to answer there through every chapter. So if you haven't joined us before, or you want to catch up, or if you just want to do that, you can check out all my lives. We started this last Monday for this book particularly, and we will be doing a group session tomorrow. I'm not sure what time yet. I want to get with everybody and see what works for everybody, and to go over our answers from last week. And so you can catch up by that. The lives are on my YouTube, and the pictures of the questions are on my Facebook and my Discord. So you can definitely add yourself into those communities so you can catch up. So with that, again, this chapter is called Decisive Action, the Choice of Champions. I'm obsessed with the movie called Touching the Void, about these two guys who climb some gigantic mountain that's never been summited by humans before, because it's like the Death Star of snow and wind and icy forlornness. But they're into it, and they go and they summit it. They summit, and it's all high fives and woohoo, we did it. And I think I can see my house from here. And then on the way down, of course, a blizzard. I watch a lot of these types of extreme survival movies where people have to eat each other's frozen bodies after a plane crash, or cut their own arm off when a boulder lands on it and traps them in a canyon. But Touching the Void is high atop my list because, holy crap, what happens to one of those guys? I mean, just when you think things can't get worse, they get so much worse you find yourself screaming, "Oh my God," out loud, even if you're watching by yourself. I'm not going to give away all the details because I really want you to see it. But I'm going to talk about the ending, because the guy is served one colossal shit biscuit after another, after another, after another, and his mindset is the only reason he gets out of there alive. You know, at the beginning of the movie that he survives, by the way, so no need to thank me. He has to traverse an endless expanse of frozen glacier that could at any moment crack open beneath him and send him spiraling down into a giant bottomless crevasse. Then, once he's off the glacier, he has to stumble through an impossibly jagged terrain of boulders, all of which he does with a broken leg, a face that looks like a pepperoni pizza from frostbite and sunburn, frostbitten fingers, frostbitten toes, no food, no water, no sunglasses, so snowblind, covered in his own excrement, and he has a really bad song stuck in his head. Oh, good Lord. He's trying to use an ice axe, as a crutch, which doesn't really work. So he winds up slipping and falling and banging his mangled leg on rocks nearly every single step he takes, weeping and hollering in pain each time. But he never gives up. He just hops and falls and screams his way back to base camp, which, by the way, may or not be deserted by the time he finally gets there. His team may have packed up and left him for dead. This agonizing journey seems to go on for 900 years, and if you're like, wait, is she describing my journey with trying to make money? Listen up, because there's a lot of good stuff here that will help you escape the icy forlornness of your empty bank account. Hello, Rory. What are we doing? Come on, quit. So, the first and most important thing this climber did was to decide that he was going to live. This might seem like a no-brainer, the instinctual will to live and all, but have you decided to live? I mean, really live the way you know you'd love to? If you're serious about getting rich enough to live your life to the fullest, you have to decide to do it with the tenacity of a man facing life-threatening and unbeatable odds with a really bad song stuck in his head. Because the second something goes wrong or gets hard or costs a lot of money or time, if you have decided light instead of decided for reals, the second the going gets tough, you'll be pulling out your favorite excuses, scripting convincing soliloquies on why quitting makes excellent sense, and weighing your options. Well, if I just give up and lie here, I reckon I'll be frozen solid in a couple of hours. Won't feel a damn thing after that, and then I can gaze up at the stars until I slowly slip away and the birds start picking at my tore-up leg. You have a 10-ton gorilla of no-nonsense decidedness breathing down your neck to do what it takes. Plow past your fears and subconscious hell knows and leap into the unknown. Deciding means there is no plan B. You yanked in your one foot out the door and now both feet are inside. Fully on board, ready to kick some ass. If you've made a backup plan, you haven't made a decision. How's that for call out? If you've made a backup plan, you haven't made a decision. The Latin roots of the word decide literally mean to cut off, meaning all other options fall away and you are committed to the decision alone. People have such meltdowns and resistance around making decisions because they panic and fear that by deciding on one thing, they will miss out on all the other cool things they want to do. Right? Meanwhile, you can't do anything if you try to do everything. That's my call out right there. You can't do anything if you try to do everything. And I just want to kind of insert what has been showing up in my life recently. And you guys can probably notice this in your own life too. But my whole FYP right now is all about creating content, creating courses, that type of thing, because that is something that I am working on. And the message that is coming out loud and clear is focus on one thing for a year. Commit to it for 1 year, right? And do that. Because if you are doing all these things, right, you're not focused. You're super distracted because you're trying to be everything again. Again, that's the people pleaser in me. And that's something that I'm learning has kept me stuck at mediocre. But I enjoy so much. So it's really to that point, same call out, yeah. It's to that point where you kind of need to devote yourself to one thing. Okay, Linz. All right. One of the biggest banana peels on the road to success is fragmenting your time and focus. If you're all over the place, you're half-assing a bunch of different things instead of kick-assing at one thing. Good morning, Ginger. Figure out how you're going to get rich. Make the no-nonsense decision to keep going until you reach your goal. And as part of your reward, you'll get to do all the other things you couldn't do while you were busy sticking by your decision to get rich. If you ripped this page out of this book and did just this one thing, decided with 100% commitment that you will get rich and stick to your resolve to do so until you're rolling in it, you would be victorious. Because when you decide, you automatically become obsessed with thoughts of making it happen. Hopefully I don't get all choppy. Nope, I'm not. You're looking everywhere for opportunities, scary ones. Your faith is strong like bull, because if you didn't believe getting rich was possible, you wouldn't have decided to do it in the first place. You're grateful that what you desire already exists. It's all you think about and has become real in your mind. You take huge risks, and you have zero patience for anyone who tells you it's not going to work. Think about it. You can make a decision as menial as changing the color of your bathroom, and you're suddenly a force of nature. Looking at the paint on the walls you've seen a million times a whole new way. Talking excitedly about nothing else. Inspiring friends to leap behind plants when they see you approaching with yet more paint samples in your hands. A firm decision sets everything in motion. Your mindset and your action, and also alerts universal intelligence that this is how it's going to be, and it starts moving everything you need in your direction. Your desires are brought to you via thought, and you receive them by deciding to take action. I want to point out here that when I say that the universe starts moving everything you need in your direction, this goes for ideas as well as opportunities, people, and things. When you make a decision and alert universal intelligence to bring it on, you have to pay close attention to any thoughts and big new ideas that come into your head. You must catch yourself before your old conditioning can fling itself in your path and try to block the new you. That's very important, because you'll get these ideas and you're like, oh, I should really work on that. And you'll say, oh, I'll work on that later. You may write it down or you may not. Later comes and you're like, oh, what was that idea? Oh, that's silly. That's stupid. Meanwhile, if you would have taken action on it and you started something in the process, you would be further along. I don't care if it would be something like making a phone call or starting a web page or anything, depending on what the situation is, obviously. Or you have this idea to check out schools, right? Maybe you want to study something different, but you just put it off and you put it off, and then you're like, oh, I really don't have the time for it, so I'm not going to do it. Meanwhile, you could have applied to the college, right, or the institute, and then it would have been done. Things would have been set in motion, but instead, you put it off, and now you've convinced yourself that you can't do it. Happens to me all the time. It happens to everybody. That's why you have to be present in those ideas and those thoughts. Write them down. Create a plan of action and do one thing towards it. That's all. Start something and see where the momentum takes you. What? Just jump on a plane and show up at Uncle Steve's doorstep to ask him for a job? No way. That's insane. One good idea that comes in out of nowhere can change your entire life. But it ain't gonna do nothing if you don't act on it. And your subconscious is so ninja, it can stop you without you even realizing what's happening. Brilliant ideas are love notes from the universe that say, this is for you. I think you're hot and capable. Go share your stunning you-ness with the world. I can't tell you how much time I wasted. Okay, 40 years. Pretending I could do things differently, instead of acting on ideas that seemed out of my reach or would have cost me money I didn't want to spend. In other words, ideas that would have forced me to grow. I blazed by countless strokes of genius without even giving these ideas the time of day. Just instantly tossed them aside as impossible. Next, then back to complaining, spinning out, wondering why, oh why can't I get out of my suckhole? The universe must have been like, I just gave you exactly what you asked for. Are you freaking kidding me? A great example of a life-changing idea is one that came to our poor climber stranded on the mountain. One of the few possessions that somehow made it through his ordeal was his wristwatch. As he's lying in the blinding snow, gazing across the insane amount of ground he has to cover with his janky leg and empty water bottle, he picks a spot off in the distance where there is a bit of incline or a drop-off or something noticeable that marks it. And he decides he has to get there in 20 minutes. He sets the timer on his watch, And no matter how much pain he's in or what obstacles he happens along the way, all his thoughts, energy, and determination are focused on getting to that spot before the timer goes off. He said it was the only way he could handle crossing the devastating expanse before him without completely flipping out about how impossible it seemed. He took each 20-minute challenge extremely seriously. He made reaching his goal before the timer went off non-negotiable and urgent, and understand that if he blew it, a whole lot more was at stake than just losing against a wristwatch. When we set out to make big changes in our lives, it's very common for the beast of overwhelm to lunge. We still have everything going on in our present lives, and now we're adding more stuff to our to-do list in order to achieve new goals. Are you kidding me? And it's not just more stuff, it's all the big scary stuff that we've been too wimpy to do up until now. And it's all so big and crazy, and suddenly you feel, holy crap, I can't move. Seriously, I think something happened to my arms. I can't lift them. And then once again, mastering your mindset comes to the rescue. Overwhelm, just like calm, is a state of mind. And all you have to do is choose which party you're going to attend. Overwhelm, when you make the unhelpful decision to stop breathing, lose perspective, and forget you're in control of your life. Thank you for the follow. Here are a couple ways to beat the beast of overwhelm back into its cage. Excuse me. Number 1, investigate the specifics. We cause ourselves so much unnecessary pain when we fly off the handle and assume that the vague, infinite details of our lives are crushing us to death. Meanwhile, we usually have no idea what we're talking about. For example, I have a million emails to answer, and I have to pick up the kids and make dinner, and I have to apply for a loan for my new business. I'm never going to get it all done. Becomes post-investigation. The emails will take 45 minutes to answer because there were actually 12 of them. Not a million. Dinner takes 30 minutes to throw together. I can get my neighbor to pick up the kids, and I'll have plenty of time to fill out my loan application. Oh. Certainly, there are some times when we have bitten off more than we can chew, but I promise you the majority of your overwhelm can be set at ease by getting some clarity. Chunk your to-dos. Number 2, chunk your to-dos down into bite-sized pieces. Facing the task of writing an entire book will make you want to lie down in the road. Sitting down to write one chapter is exciting. Facing the task of doubling your income by studying your ass off, getting into medical school, going to medical school, interning, and opening a private practice will make you envy your bartender's career choice. Digging into the information in the first chapter of your medical textbook is exciting. Facing the task of traversing miles and miles of unfriendly frozen terrain with a body that's been through a wood chipper will make you want to exit stage right. Spending the next 20 minutes going from point A to point B with the same wood chip body is not exciting, but sucks less. The other critical thing chunking your time does is provide focus. Apparently, Rory does not want us to focus. Can I have my book, please? Come on. Using the example of the dude stuck on the mountain again, during his 20-minute spurts, he was focused on nothing but the task at hand. This focus did 2 things. 1, it strengthened his faith. What you focus on, you create more of. And all he focused on was hauling his ass to the desired endpoint. End of story. No thoughts of stopping or failing or boo-hooing. He focused solely on the possibility of success, and that's what he achieved over and over. And each time he did, his faith got stronger. Second, his steadfast focus helped him maximize his time. The dude did not have the luxury of screwing around, writing his name with his pee in a snowbank, or making snow angels. He was in serious need of a glass of water pronto, so every second counted. We too are going to die, and every second counts in our lives. But we tend to forget about this urgency and spend our precious time on earth procrastinating, whining, focusing, and believing in thoughts that hold us back instead of getting the job done. People who spend 8 hours a day at a job spend about 3 collective hours being productive, and the rest of the time hanging out at the water cooler, staring blankly into the fridge in the break room, thinking about sex, watching ducks chase a dog around the bush on Facebook, etc. If you feel like you have all the time in the world to do something, you will take all the time in the world. If you have 20 minutes, the task will take you 20 minutes. Chunking down your time and demanding that you focus on one thing and one thing only creates urgency, maximizes your productivity, and frees up more time for you to do other things. Time comes to those who make it, not those who try to find it. Listen to that again. Time comes to those who make it, not to those who try to find it. Here's a breakdown of the action steps we've gone over so far that will help put a new bulge in your wallet. First, get clear on the amount of money you're going to make, the specifics of what the money's for, and how freaking awesome it feels to make it. Decide with unshakable commitment that you are going to make the money. Get a plan together to make the money you desire to make. Chunk the plan back into bite-sized pieces and focus your ass off on one goal at a time. Hold an image in your mind of the life you're creating and all the money that's flowing towards you with eager excitement, hardcore faith, and deep gratitude. Do your best wherever you're at. If while building your greeting card empire, you've taken a job scraping gum off the bottom of tables at the bowling alley, instead of being pissed off about having a job you don't exactly love, what you focus on, you create more of. Find the silver lining. Be the best damn gum scraper that table has ever worked with, and have an attitude of gratitude. A desire to grow is not the same as being negative about where you're at. A desire to grow is not the same as being negative about where you're at. When the universe presents a how that leads in the direction of your goal to make more money, instead of talking yourself out of it, leap into its loving arms immediately, especially if it's scary. When the thoughts come to you, all you need to do is answer for yourself are these 3 questions. Is this something I want to be, do, or have? Is this leading me in the direction of my goal? Is it going to screw anybody over if I do this? If you get satisfactory answers to those questions, go for it. Let your fear be your compass. Remember that $85,000 I told you I manifested to pay my big fat coaching package? Well, I'm going to tell you how I did it because it was right up there with one of the scariest, most uncomfortable things I've ever done. Once I decided to get coached at that level for reals, instead of running and hiding like I did the first time around, I acted on an idea that came into my mind the moment it arrived. This idea was not something that was fun or comfortable, or anything I'd pass up having a full body waxing session to go do. But I did because my desire to kick ass was stronger than my desire to waste more time living the life I was living. I got the idea of someone I could maybe borrow that money from. Someone who, A, knew very little about coaching, and what she did know probably brought to mind words like snake oil and manipulative garbage and a bunch of weirdos. B, is the most frugal McDougal person I'd ever met. The kind who has money but never, ever spends it except to stockpile toilet paper when it goes on sale. And C, believed in me. I bought a plane ticket to fly to her house the moment the terrifying thought took over my brain, which cost about $1,000 more than usual thanks to the last-minuteness of it all, and arrived on her doorstep, surprising the hell out of her. I risked being vulnerable to this person. I risked her thinking I was out of my mind, irresponsible, very possibly in a cult. And I will never forget the pained face she made when I told her how much I needed But after much uncomfortable discussion, she forked it over. And I proceeded not only to make money to pay her back in less than a year, but thanks to the fact that I faced my terror and asked along with getting a year of some of the best coaching I ever got, I went where no Jen Sincero had ever gone before. I took huge, terrifying risks on a consistent basis, hired a team to create videos and improve my online structures, unlike the old days of doing it all myself, created new products and services, upped my rates, and reached out to clients who were out of my league, sat my ass down and wrote a book that became a New York Times bestseller. Basically, I did all the things I was too scared, cheap, lazy to do before, and all of which led to the 7-figure business and brand I have today. And it never would have happened if I hadn't started by doing something I so did not want to do. Important $85,000 note. If you're reading this and thinking, oh yeah, I'll just scoot on out and ask all the many people I know with $85,000 lying around for a loaner, I want to be clear. The price tag is irrelevant. Transforming your life is about your desire and your decision. It's not about what solutions may or may not be right in front of you. If you decide you absolutely must manifest a certain amount of money to provide yourself with the resources to get rich, be it 80 or 80,000, the money exists. It's just a matter of how serious you are about getting it for yourself. One of the fastest ways of talking yourself out of doing what you need to do to succeed is collapsing into victimhood. Deciding that other people have more available to them and that you have it harder, so why bother? You very well may have it harder than most people, but people who've had it even harder than you have done miraculous things with their lives. Success is not about where you're at, it's about where and who you decide you're going to be. When you decide to get rich, the options are out there. And while they might take a while for you to wake up to, when you do, it will come all down to how badly you want change. So, on to the success story of the day. A client of mine, Kelly, went from making an average of $4,500 a month to an average of $35,000 a month by scaring the crap out of herself. Marie, what are you doing? Kelly has her own t-shirt company. At the same time, she was frustrated by the fact that no matter how much money she made, she always barely had enough to get by. Something always came up that sucked it away. Her car would break down, an unexpected bill would show up, a family member would need bail money. She wanted to take on more business but couldn't handle more on her own, and she felt she was too busy to train someone. Good morning, Morgan. Then, when business was slow, she told herself she couldn't afford to hire and train someone because business was slow. She stayed in this loop for years and years. I had convinced myself that there was no way I could hire someone. I was late on my mortgage, didn't have any new business coming in, and I kept thinking, how can I be responsible for someone else's income too? When my coach told me I had to commit to hiring someone if I wanted to grow, I was utterly terrified. But then my mindset suddenly shifted. It was like once I had given permission to do it, I had this epiphany that, of course, it's so obvious this is what I have to do. Before this shift, there was no way I could see it. The second I committed to making the hire, I had no choice. I had to make the money to pay him. It totally terrified me, but also totally motivated me. I knew immediately I made the right decision because once he started working for me, the floodgates opened and all the business I was psychically pushing away started coming towards me. There was no way I could have handled all the business that came in without him. At our first coaching session, I raised my frequency by making the scary but exciting commitment to bring someone else on. Visualized and said affirmations about bringing in the money I desired to make, and within the first week, wound up making $26,000 in 1 week. I feel like it was 50% magic and 50% hard work. What a wonderful feeling to not wake up in the middle of the night stressing about money. Human beings have an unlimited potential, and most of us are just scraping the surface of our powers. If you're not where you want to be financially, think about where you're holding back. We pretend we've done everything we can, and we work harder and harder doing the same things we've always done, hoping for different results. Meanwhile, there's almost always a solution right in front of our faces that we're ignoring because we decided it's out of the question. There's a big difference between can't and don't wanna. Getting rich is not necessarily about working harder. In fact, it's usually about working less because you're making smarter choices. When Kelly hired her first employee, she no longer had to work as hard as she was working, and she massively increased her income. So much so that she purchased two new printing machines, hired a second employee, and started looking for a bigger space for her business, all within a few months. And it all started because she made the decision to grow and did the one thing that scared the living crap out of her, and she knew she would get her to her goal. Last resort spending. Sometimes the scary risk we need to take to get to the next level is spending money we don't yet have. It's the money version of leap, and the net will appear. It's a very controversial topic because basically what I'm saying is go into debt, and debt is the big bad wolf in our society. But debt, like everything else, is all about your mindset. Spending money you don't have recklessly, living beyond your means, digging a deep old hole for yourself with a mindset of fear and denial and no real drive or plan to pay it off is one mindset. I'm not recommending you do this. I'm also not recommending you go into debt if you feel there are other options. This is a last resort option, but a viable one only if you got the right mindset in place. Going out on a limb and demanding of yourself that you rise to the occasion and do not stop until you make the money back is the mindset I'm talking about. It's like when you go on a trip, but you can never find the right time. Buy the damn ticket, book the hotels, get everything in place, and then work your schedule to fit around it. If you wait for time to open up, it will never happen. Same with this. If you wait to have the money first, it may never happen. I did this over and over when I was stretching myself to get out of my rickety ass lifestyle and become rich. I got new credit cards to pay for my coaching and then did everything my coaches told me to do, no matter how terrifying, to make the money back. And each time I paid my debts off within months. If I had waited until I made that money I needed and then at my income of 30 grand a year, I never would have been able to hire a coach and feed myself at the same time. I had to take the terrifying leap of going deeper into debt, but I did it with total faith in myself because I was ready to turn my life around. Taking these types of risks is about being in charge of your life rather than a victim. It's about having faith in the universe and yourself, that you can and will manifest anything you desire. It's about who you become in this process. If you need to take out a loan to rent a space to put your new store in or borrow money to pay your new assistant, put a plan in place to pay off your debts and demand of yourself that you make the money back. You don't get anywhere sitting around inside your comfort zone. Receive and spend the money with faith and gratitude that it's coming back to you. Keep your frequency high and your focus strong. Demand of yourself that you do everything, especially making many more scary leaps to new heights to make the money back, and do not stop until you do. Oh no. Have a great day, Lisa. Thank you. I have my coffee. That's a no good. I'm getting pulled away all the time. Damn work getting in the way. Alright, so here's our homework to get rich. Today's suggested money mantra. I love money because I am fearless, badass, money-making machine. Number 1, anticipate your obstacles. Doubt is like the little string you tug on that unravels the whole sweater. Get clear on the top 3 things that could bring doubt to your resolve and prepare yourself to meet them head on so they are powerless over you. Example: my spouse won't be supportive of me. Have a mantra ready. Only I know my own truth, and I know in my bones that I am rich. Write down the obstacle and write down the solution. Number 2, raise your bottom line. So often our decision muscle only really kicks in when our backs are against the wall. And we have to make money. Rent is due. We need surgery. The mafia is at the door with an IOU. Decide on an amount that is going to be your new bottom line so it's no longer zero. Let's say $500. You have to find $500 in your bank account, and you have to have $500 in your bank account at all times. And the second you get near that amount, you sound the rallying cry to up your game and bring in more money so you don't go below that amount. Then keep raising your bottom line every month or so, and soon you'll no longer be in struggle. Spend money in new ways. Buy something extravagant to raise your frequency and remind yourself that you are in the flow and that money is a renewable resource. You started doing that. Nice. Something expensive, exciting, something that won't break the bank but that feels decadent, has great meaning to you and inspires you to kick some ass. And this, I love it. I love that you're already in line with this, Indigo. That's awesome. Make one big, hairy, scary, non-negotiable decision right now that will move you towards your financial goal, and do it. I mean it, right now. Something you've had in the back of your mind that you would know would totally change the world, but you have been too scared to do. Snooze not, lose not. There's no time like the present. And then, of course, fill in the blank. I'm grateful to money because. So, this chapter is what we talk about a lot in the sense of taking the one step, right? Chunking things down. What can you do right now to move you into that space? You have to take a risk. You have to really have that faith in yourself. That unwavering faith. And anytime a doubt creeps up, it's all about moving, right? Keep going. Don't let it deter you. Making time, not finding time. I'm hiding in my pillow forts. Yeah. That big decision, that big, hairy, scary decision, to really face it. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck, right? Because, we make these plans and we start putting things in motion because, of course, like, setting a goal for yourself to not let your account drop below 500 or whatever seems, it's not that scary, right? It's not overwhelming, right? But then buying something extravagant, right? That to me scares me a little bit. I'll be completely honest, because, and that's one of my limiting beliefs or lies that I like to believe. It makes me feel selfish. It makes me feel like that I'm wasting money on something I don't need right now. But it does put you in a different space when you're like, no, I deserve it. I deserve to have that, and I will get that money back just like that. And it usually does happen, right? Once we allow ourselves in that space. But, when you have 2 kids, one's about to go to college, and you're just like, I need to save as much money as possible. Meanwhile, all you're doing is creating that and living in that, that lack mindset. Whereas if you take the time to really just go out and purchase something for yourself, regardless of the price, I'll be honest, it's really regardless of the price. But if you're feeling like, oh, that's too much right now, do it anyways and see what happens. And then, of course, the one big, hairy, scary, non-negotiable decision. And she's absolutely right when she talks about going into debt. I think that scares a lot of people, especially those who have like really gotten themselves out of debt before because they weren't the greatest with credit cards, or or they can't even get a credit card. So, you know, obviously there are other ways around it, but it is it is scary because again, when somebody has overcome the financial struggle, the credit card debt, and they're like, now you're telling me to go back into the hole that, made me feel even more worthless. So then you have to say, no, no, I'm more responsible now. I'm responsible with my money. I can make a plan of action. I will pay the credit card as I go. Oh, that's nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I have a little one. It's not a big skull one, but I think my daughter bought it a few years ago. It's one of the silicone ones for the skull shapes. They're just small ones though. That's cool though. I like it. I really need to do like a whole shopping spree on my butt. I don't even know the last time I went out and bought myself new clothes. You're welcome, Jordy. I'm happy to have you here. We do this every day, usually every morning, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern. So I hope you'll join us. Um, like I said, we've done now that's 8 chapters. And tomorrow we might just go over some of the questions. I'm not going to read the next chapter because tomorrow, sometime off of TikTok, we are going to go over our answers for the first probably 5 or 6 chapters. And then that will be off TikTok. That'll either be in Discord or Zoom, maybe even Facebook. I don't know if everybody has Facebook, but you can join my Facebook group and my Discord channel. That's all in my information in my profile. Hey, Giovanna, how you doing, sweetheart? How you feeling? So, and all of the lives that I've done up to this point, from November 1st till now, we did the original book last month. As I drop everything, we did this last month, and we started this new book last Monday. So you can catch up if you just want to catch up on this, because this one has had the homework. The first one didn't. We were just kind of playing around and asking ourselves the questions. But you are welcome to join us. You're welcome to just sit and learn too. But yeah, we love having new people join us. We love growing this community. It is fun. It's a great way to get your daily dose of your personal development. I'm hoping, so we probably will finish this next week, right before Christmas. I'm hoping that after Christmas we'll be moving on to one of her other books. I need to get it before then though. So I can't believe Christmas is next Sunday. It still blows my mind. Awesome. Yeah, definitely. Stick around, join us. Um, it's a great way to, I mean, like I said, we started in November, and I can see a shift in everybody who's been here every day. Things are moving, people are trying new things, they're getting themselves out there, taking risks, and we're having fun with it. So, so we like to focus on the mindset. And we'll eventually to do other authors, but I really like her. She has the same writing style I do. I feel like I'm speaking to a friend, so I like her writing style. But I also have like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I have Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And there's other books. I mean, I have other ones too, but those are the ones that are standing out to me right now. I know I have some John Maxwell books, I think. I don't know if I donated those or not. But you know, there I just want to keep this going. It's a great way for me to get my personal development and for you guys to kind of join in. She really does make it she makes it easy to read because again, it feels like you're talking to somebody who knows you because it's not so uptight and like she swears and she just is it's very easy. I don't know. This weather. I have to message my sister and tell her I'm not coming in today. I'm not going to babysit. I'm not driving on these roads. And then I can get some stuff done around my house and work on my stuff and get ready for tonight. So if you enjoy like tarot readings and everything like that, I am a tarot reader. I'm joining forces tonight with Lindsay and Brittany and April. We'll all be here on my channel tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And we are doing a candle blessing. We are doing a mini tarot reading. We're doing a chakra clearing and a crystal suggestion with an option to buy too. And that is $50. And you get 4 of us. And we already have a list going, so if you're interested in that, all that is in my profile. Yeah, it's so exciting. We are so excited for that. Again, that was just something that came to us this weekend. And I was like, well, let's hop on it. Let's not wait on it. Let's get it going. And I think Thursday was the first day we were all kind of able to get together. And we're hoping to do this, whether it's weekly or whatever. We want to offer this. And so the $50 is the introductory price. We may be adjusting that depending on how tonight goes and how much time and energy is used. Yeah, the crystal I think we're keeping at $10 per crystal. Um, and some that she'll have in stock, and then other ones she may be able to get, or you just take the suggestion and find and you can order it, or um, go to your local shop. I see her having her own little crystal shop soon, so um, you know that's just what I'm envisioning for her. So so hopefully she'll have like her own store that you can order from as well. And the same thing with Lindsay. I mean, there's so many different things I'm seeing with all of this kind of combining together between Lindsay doing, candle blessings and having her own work, like hiring her to do work. She's doing amazing. And then Brittany, her chakra healing is incredible. It's a little different than, Reiki. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this all kind of expands over time. I'm excited for everybody. And then of course I have my manifesting love course that starts next month. I am taking applications for those who are interested, who are looking to find a soulmate or a healthy relationship. All that is again in my profile. That starts January 2nd. It is a 90-day course. You work with me one-on-one through the 12 weeks. You get one coaching session each week. We have a group call every other week. And there's a community that will be built around this that you'll be able to work with others if you so choose. And we'll have weekly check-ins through messages as well. So that's all available. And that, again, because of the limiting space that I am offering this. I am taking applications for those who are truly interested and ready to invest in that big, scary goal. So I think right now, Christy, let me know too if you want to get in on the call. I don't know. Are you in the Facebook group or the Discord? I haven't even been on either, or the Discord yet today. Um, if you want to get in on the call about going over the questions or not, you don't have to, but it's there. I just want to make sure everybody gets like the invite wherever we decide to do it. I think we might just, well, I don't know if they have Discord yet. They're in there, but Discord's so big. Like, the app is so big to put on your phone. It's probably going to be later, because I want everybody to kind of be able to be there outside of work. It really does. The homework is the most important. I mean, we can read and we can read, but it's the application of it all, and really putting it pen to paper. So, that's kind of what I want to kind of discuss what works for everybody for getting together. So it might not be till, I think Indigo says he's available after 3 or something. I need to check with, well, April probably works till like 6 or 7, or is available after 6 or 7. So I'm thinking if we can, probably about 6 o'clock, do a couple, like do an hour or two depending. Um, and then, I still have time to go live too. So that's what I'm thinking. You get off at 5:30. Are you an hour? Are you mountain time? I can't remember where Colorado, like I know where Colorado is. I don't remember where they are in the time zones. Okay, so you're 2 hours behind. So that would be like 7:30 for you. Hmm. Yeah, let me see what everybody else has too. I'll check with Lindsay and Brittany and April and see if that's what they wanted, if later works. Because I know Brittany works too on Friday this week, and then she's off. She's done with Fridays after this week. So, okay, sounds good, honey. Um, yeah, so we'll see. Because maybe we'll just do it Friday in the evening. Play with it. But I definitely want to get it in and get it done, but I want it to be available to those of you who have been participating. So, and I can just arrange it, whether it's a Facebook, messenger call or whatever. All right, guys. Does anybody have anything or want to discuss anything before I hop off here and start my day? I need to work on some stuff. You have no one. I like it. Well, kind of. I like the flexibility. So. Oh my goodness. But I will still plan on being here tomorrow. And maybe what we'll do is we'll kind of go over the questions that we're going to be answering. And if anybody wants to discuss a little bit, then we can as well. But I want to keep our answers because that feels very private. That's why I want to take it off TikTok. Yeah, I am looking forward to this evening. It's going to be incredible. I'm excited. So we already have our list going. It's going to be fun. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, if there is nothing else, I'm gonna hop off and make some messages and work on some stuff, do some cleaning, set my timer. That's a good plan there, Indigo. Have a great night or have a great day. We'll see you tonight. I look forward to it. All right, guys. Make today great.